Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another modification install video. Today's modification is going to be from Accessorides. This is a legit plug and play remote start system for your Toyota, and the kicker, this versus OEM, is it does not shut off your vehicle when you unlock it to get inside of it. Everything stays on, music's going, AC, heater, whatever you need, whatever you left your vehicle at is going. So let's get it unboxed so I can show you guys step by step how to do it. Alright guys, so here it is. This one is specifically for 2011 to 19 4Runners with a actual physical key. They also have them for push button start. It's significantly cheaper because probably less wiring. They have it for all sorts of Toyotas, Nissans, a lot of vehicles. So I will leave their website down in the description for you guys. Definitely go over there and check out if your vehicle is on that list. They have a lot of vehicles on the list. Alright, you open it up, you get step-by-step instructions. Very, very simple and easy to follow. So right here is if you have like different remotes that you're programming for it, but you get to use your stock OEM key fob, which is awesome. Here is the actual harness module that you get, and with the control box right here. And then my particular set that they had sent me comes with these extra long range accessory ones. So you have the option for long range ones. If your OEM key fob isn't long enough, you can have up to 1,000 feet, or I believe it's 2,000 or 3,000 feet, like two-way communication. It also comes with a little range extender here that you would put up in your windshield, and you also have the option for a cell phone app too. Of course, there's like a monthly fee and stuff that goes along with that, but just to have that option is very cool. And they even send their own plastic removal tool with their brand on it. Just little things like that make me really appreciate companies a lot more. Alright guys, so one of the first steps that it has you do is remove your kick panel. That way that gives you access to up here to remove a 10mm bolt, basically to pop that all out, because you need to gain access into here. Now with previous installs and like light switches and stuff, I've noticed that I don't need to do that. My panel has a lot of play, so I'm not going to be undoing those. Just be aware that this portion of the dash is connected down there. You may scrape up your hands a little bit, but I didn't find it necessary for my application to take off the kick panel and that one. But if you do have to take yours off, it's very simple. All these do is just pop out because it's just held in by little plastic pieces. So if you pop your hood and your vehicle indicates, hey, it's open, you're going to go ahead and snip this wire right here. It's like a little red and gray wire. If your vehicle does not indicate that your hood is open, we are going to leave this exactly how it is. Alright, the next steps have us unplugging 3 harnesses. So we're going to be looking at the OBD2 harness. I'm going to show you guys where your ignition harness is, and then this BCM-T harness. Okay guys, so you come down here, this is your OBD2 port. Basically, you're just gonna take the plastic removal tool, go around it where all those tabs are, and pop it backwards towards your engine out of its housing. Okay, as you can see, I pushed it out. It was basically just the 2 plastic tabs on the side. You just had to pinch it in, and then it sent itself backwards. And take the stock harness, plug it into the Accessorides harness, make sure it snaps. Go ahead and send the whole thing back and put the Accessorides one through, and it'll snap into place. Okay, the next one is your ignition harness. Don't just plug it in like this, because then obviously you're going to have it plugged in with the wires on the outside. Make sure you're feeding your wires back through the dash panel right here. Alright, and then your ignition harness is this guy right here, right under your ignition. It may be a little pain in the butt to take out, but just make sure you watch all these loose little wires. You don't want to unpin any of these wires. Pull right out, like so. Go ahead and take the Accessorides one, plug it in, and then plug in theirs to the factory spot, again making sure everything clicks into place. Also, it says make sure that when you're telescoping your wheel, nothing gets caught, so this should be a decent area for when you put the plastic cover back on. Alright, and the last one is the BCM harness. So if this one is too hard to get for you guys, like I said, that's when you would take all this off so this panel comes down more. Basically, when you pull this panel back, you're going to see all these wires to the left-hand side. As you see right here in that stack of wires, on the right-hand side of it, there's 1, 2, and 3 clips that you guys have to choose from. The one that we're unplugging is right here in the middle. I found it easy if you unplug that top one first to gain access to that middle one. That way you're not fighting all these wires. So go ahead and unplug the top one. But the one that we're replacing, quote unquote, is the one right there in the middle. Alright, so once it's unplugged, go ahead and take the Accessorides harness, plug it in. Make sure it clips all the way. And then of course, again, take their provided harness and go ahead and plug in their harness. Make sure it clicks. And then if you took off that top harness, go ahead and plug that one in too. Alright guys, now we're ready to start programming it. So it says locate the LEDs at the top corners of the module. That is right there. Now we're gonna take our key, put it into the ignition, and it says to basically turn it all the way to where all the lights are on before cranking the vehicle. All right, we have the LED lights. It was red and then it went to green. It said solid red for 2 seconds, which it did, and then it'll go out. The bypass is now programmed. Turn key off and remove. Step 2 is to basically reinsert the key, turn on the vehicle, let it run for 10 to 15 seconds until idle basically comes to normal. Press and hold the brake pedal without releasing the brake. Press the push button on the side of the module once and then release the brake. The module will flash green and go out. That button is right there. Well, it turns on, so that means their wiring harness and everything worked. That's awesome. All right, it's leveled out a little bit. We're gonna press once. We removed our foot from the brake, and as you saw there, it flashed green and it went out. Now we're gonna just go ahead and turn it off. It says no further programming is required. Close all doors and hood. Now hit the lock button 3 times on the OEM key fob. Parking lights will flash a few seconds later, and then the truck itself will start to run. There's some optional things you could do. If your vehicle did not come with a hood switch, that is what this is for. That's if your hood is open, you can't remote start it. However, I don't care, so I'm not gonna wire that in. Another thing that they give you is a sticker just warning maintenance people, hey, this vehicle has remote start in it. It doesn't void warranties or anything like that. It's just there to let them know that. Now, mine came with these long range ones. Basically, if you were able to set up your key fob, you're definitely able to set this up. So they changed up their long-range remote instructions, so they are right here. Basically super simple. Just put the key in the ignition, cycle 5 times within 7 seconds, hold it in the on position, and essentially just key these the same way. And then essentially just press the button on each remote once. They'll flash, you'll be good to go. And then, like I said, go ahead and put that, man, I got freedom flying over us. Go ahead and then put this up in your window somewhere, fish the wire down, and plug it in. I'm gonna wait for that until I have the dash cam. I'm getting a dash cam soon, so I'm gonna wait to do that. That way I can send both wires down through that pillar and tucked in nicely. So let's go ahead and start it. Now it's on. Now my lights right here aren't going for you guys because I have LEDs in there. Your lights may be on, and I have the tail is turn mod back here. So these lights are on, and then your license plate lights are on as well. Now, if you want to kill it from the outside, just 3 clicks again, and it'll kill it from the outside. Okay, so we'll start it up again, go inside. Good to go. When I press unlock, you'll see that side light flash, not the main light. Again, because I have those LED lights. It's unlocked. It does not beep. Go ahead and go inside and watch. Does not shut off. So we are inside now. Key is not in the ignition. Key is right here. If I was to put my foot on the brake right now, it'll kill the vehicle. I cannot go into drive or anything like that. Steering wheel is loose. AC's on. Everything is going with your car, except for if you put your brake on to put it into gear, it'll kill the vehicle. If we put the key in, so if we cycle it the 3 times, sorry, not twice, it'll go into this. The car is still dead. You still cannot do it. Now watch when you put your foot on the brake. The car will come to life. So clock came on. All the lights basically come on because I put my foot on the brake. Vehicle is now ready to go. And then obviously, guys, go ahead and tuck it away. I basically just pulled this out when I had it installed for testing, and down up in there, there's like a nice little shelf for it. I just set that in there and it did not rattle at all. I didn't hear anything rattling, so that's where I just set that. You can use zip ties and stuff to really polish it up, and if you have any wires, just remember, tilt and telescope with the steering wheel. Make sure that the ignition harness is not catching on anything. So that's it, guys. Very simple, very easy. Maybe took me 30 minutes working around the camera, and that was my second time doing it because the first time I like to test stuff out before I officially recommend it to you guys. Officially recommend this. Instagram and website down in the description for you all. 2 questions and an issue. One issue that I had a Bluetooth OBD2 port in this thing. When I unlocked it twice, it was a cheap Chinese thing for that head unit that I have. The starter just kept going. So I freaking stopped it. I was like, what the heck is going on? And I realized that I had put that in after everything was working. So I took that out because I was trying to do the torque app. So I took that out, did it again, and it worked perfectly fine. So I'm not going to have that Bluetooth OBD2 port because it was probably messing with their little brain box, which I'd rather have their system than a little Bluetooth OBD2 port running all the time. Another thing is, if you have the OEM remote start already installed, if you put this into your vehicle, it'll completely override that. So if unlocking your vehicle and it shutting off is such a huge issue for you, like it was for me, which made me not even want the remote start in the first place, their system will override the factory system. And those are the 2 main questions that or one issue that I had, and the other main question that I had over on Instagram. So again, guys, I will leave everything down in the description for you guys. Thank you so much to Accessorides for sending out such an amazing product. I can't believe I lasted 1.5 years without having it. If you guys are new around here, please feel free to subscribe. And if this video was helpful for you all, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and I will catch you on the next one. All right, see you later.